What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. This video is going to have to be quick because the storage on my phone is almost up. This is one of my Artemisia Vulgaris plants. I have a few indoors as well that actually look much better than this. This is common mugwort. This is an Artemisia. And I've talked in the past about how one of my biggest gardening hobbies is growing different Artemisias. Things like Artemisia Absinthium, which is arguably my favorite plant to grow alongside cannabis. But I've always been drawn to the Artemisias. Artemisia princeps, which is Japanese mugwort. Artemisia vulgaris, which is just common mugwort. Artemisia absinthium. Artemisia afra. Artemisia Annua, also known as Sweet Annie. And I've grown various other Artemisias, including Silver King, Silver Queen, etc. So there's magic in the Artemisia plants, you guys. And I don't just grow these because I like the way they look. I grow these to venerate the ally in the plants that I've established a relationship with, but I also use these. I use the mugwort, guys, to induce states of vividness in my dreams. And what I've found is homegrown mugwort is 10,000-fold stronger than mugwort that you buy from the store. Mugwort that's been grown by someone else, mugwort that's been mass-produced to make profit. When you grow your own plants, guys, and you give them the love that they actually need and want, the end result is incredibly powerful, in contrast to if you were, again, to just not grow the plant and buy the stuff online. Many people aren't getting the benefit from herbs that they're using because they're buying them and not growing them. And I'm not saying that you should just grow all the herbs that you use, although that would be optimal if you can, but that's not feasible in today's world. So again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't consume store-bought herbs that were grown by someone else, or from places such as Star West Botanicals, Frontier Herbs, etc. But when you can, guys, you want to grow your own. So one of these leaves, if I were to pull it off and dry it, produces incredibly vivid dreams, guys. Whereas if I were to just use a teaspoon of store-bought mugwort, it wouldn't work. Or if it did work, the results would be unreliable or unpredictable. Whereas this, you guys, this is a sacrament that I use. Mugwort is part of the apothecary, if you will, of my Gnostic lifestyle. Dreams are very important. There's a little ant on the leaf. Dreams are very important, and there is a class of herbs, of which mugwort is in that class of herbs. Excuse me, let me backpedal a little bit. That was kind of a word soup. There is a class of herbs known as oneirogens. Oneirogens are herbs that are known to induce vividness in dreams and or increase the likelihood of becoming lucid in a dream. Mugwort is, again, one of the oneirogens. In fact, it's an oneirogenic king. Mugwort has been known for hundreds and hundreds of years to induce states of vividness in your dreams. So if you follow my work, if you're interested in taking my work and the teachings that I teach to the next level, you should obtain a mugwort plant and start growing it. You can grow this stuff indoors. I've done it a handful of times. This plant was actually started indoors. It's not a difficult plant to grow if you have the right soil and you know its watering requirements. Many people, their problem with growing plants, why they don't succeed, is they constantly water their plants. They overwater things. And the Artemisias, most of them, they like having wet or moist roots, but they don't like excessive wetness. So there's a science on how to care for these. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but with a little bit of research and experimentation and trial and error, you will get it. You can grow wormwood, another Artemisia, indoors. You can grow Artemisia Annua, also known as Sweet Annie, indoors. And guys, look at the leaf of this. Isn't that gorgeous? So what I do is when I want to use this stuff, I'll pull a few leaves off after I come out to the plant and ask if I can remove some of its leaves. And if it does tell me yes, what I'll do is I'll pluck a couple of leaves, I'll put them on a drying rack, and I'll let them dry for 2 to 4 days. Once they're dried, I'll take my fingers and roll the herb into like not a powder, but I break the leaf up to improve or increase the surface area of the plant so that when I boil it in hot water, more of the plant is exposed to the hot water, so you end up pulling more of the alkaloids, etc., out of the plant or out of the leaves that you harvested. But again, guys, to keep this message short, because again, my storage on my phone's almost up. Growing your own herbs, the end result is 10,000-fold more potent than if you buy the herbs. My wormwood that I grow, as well as my mugwort, guys, when I consume this stuff, the stuff that I've grown, if I utilize it properly as a sacrament, this stuff produces closed eye visuals and open eye visuals, especially with the common mugwort, or excuse me, the wormwood, Artemisia Absinthium. Now, you shouldn't just be consuming wormwood every day because it is toxic in high amounts, but if used properly, it can be a very, very potent tool, you guys, for inducing Gnostic visions, increasing the likelihood of becoming lucid in dreams, etc. So I've told the story, especially on my Patreon page, about how my wormwood plant that I grow, I've grown many of them over the years, but when I harvest the wormwood and consume it properly, it's like a mild psychedelic experience. And it's very entheogenic. I feel very connected to the ally in the wormwood when I consume it. But if I were to use, dried Artemisia Absinthium from Star West Botanicals, it doesn't matter how much of it I consume, I'm not getting that experience that I get from my Artemisia Absinthium that I grow. The same goes with the mugwort. So I'm not going to get into the intricate details about the visions that wormwood bestows to me. If you want to learn more about it, what you can do, guys, is you can go on to my Patreon page and become a member for $5 a month, and I talk about what I've coined Emerald Gnosis over on my Patreon page, and I teach you how to begin walking the path of the Emerald Gnostic, the green Gnostic, he or she that utilizes the power of nature to their benefit to enhance their psychic abilities, etc. So much more can be said. To wrap this video up, I want to say that you should really consider starting a garden. It is the most rewarding, absolutely rewarding thing to do. It's my #1 hobby. So again, Artemisia Absinthium, Artemisia Annua, Artemisia Vulgaris, etc. These plants are very, very potent. Grow them yourselves, use them wisely, and watch what happens. Let me tell you.